Hey guys, Toast here, and welcome to another episode of Overwatch How to Play. This is a series that focuses on each Overwatch character's backstory, covers their basic mechanics and abilities, and discusses tips to play each character. Today's focus is Bastion. Originally fabricated for peacekeeping purposes, Bastion robots, or SST Laboratories Siege Automaton E54 as some may know them, possess the ability to quickly reconfigure themselves to an assault cannon mode. However, during the Omnic Crisis, they were turned against their human fabricators, turning them into the bulk of the Omnic's rebel army. Following the end of the Crisis, almost all units were either destroyed or disassembled and sold for scrap. To this day, Bastion units still symbolize the horrors of the Crisis. One unique unit, however, severely damaged in the Crisis and forgotten for years, lay dormant and was exposed to the elements while rust and nature slowly reclaimed it. Nested upon by small animals and submitted to nature, the robot sat motionless, seemingly unaware of the passage of time until one fateful day when it unexpectedly reactivated. With erosion all but completely wiping its combat programming, the robot instead displayed an intense curiosity about nature and its inhabitants. The unit set out to explore the world and its surroundings and discover its purpose on the planet. Although Bastion, as it's now known, appears to be gentle in nature, its core combat programming tends to take over when it senses danger or threats. This has led to instances of conflict with the few humans who have come across its path and has driven it to avoid populated areas in favor for the wilds of the world. Now that we have a little backstory on Bastion, let's take a look at the basic mechanics of this nature-inspired former rebel soldier. Bastion fills the defense role in this game and has 200 health with 100 armor and no shield. This makes him both the defense hero with the highest hit point pool as well as the most innate damage mitigation. Combine this with his ability to self-heal and Bastion can really be a pain in the ass to deal with. Bastion's primary weapon is called Configuration Recon. In Recon mode, Bastion is fully mobile and fitted with a submachine gun that fires fully automatic, effective up to medium range. In this mode, Bastion has 20 bullets at his disposal before needing to reload, and fires at roughly 8 rounds per second, dealing 20 damage per bullet. Bastion is unique in that he has an alternate fire mode, however to get to that alternate fire mode you need to use an ability. This ability is called Reconfigure, which allows Bastion to transform between Recon mode and his second mode called Configuration Sentry. Each use of Reconfigure changes the mode that he's in, and there's no cooldown on the ability other than the time it takes to switch between modes, which is roughly 1 second. In Configuration Sentry, Bastion is stationary and equipped with a Gatling gun that's capable of dealing the highest sustained DPS in the game. The gun can aim at a full 360 degrees and has 200 rounds in the drum before needing to reload. The Gatling gun fires at 30 rounds per second, dealing 15 damage per round, which means that theoretically you could deliver up to 450 damage per second. Considering that every non-tank hero in the game has up to 300 hit points, that means that you can potentially take out multiple enemies within seconds. Bastion's second ability is called Self-Repair. Bastion restores its health with its attached welder, however it cannot move or fire during this process. If Bastion is hit by an enemy during this time, the healing will stop for 1 second. This means that not only is he capable of dealing massive damage, but also bringing himself right back up to full health after each encounter without the need for a healer to be nearby. Bastion's ultimate ability is called Configuration Tank. Bastion extends wheeled treads and a powerful long-range cannon that fires explosive shells, demolishing targets in a wide blast radius. Bastion is able to remain in this mode for a total of 8 seconds, bringing massive destruction to the enemy team. Bastion's blasts do 205 damage per blast each, which means that a single shot is capable of taking out most enemies in the game. 3 blasts is the maximum it'll take to take down any enemy, assuming that they don't have any additional hit points granted. The blasts have a 4-meter radius, so if enemies are close enough together, it's possible to take out multiple enemies in one shot. Bastion also gains additional health and armor for the duration of the ability. Now that we have an idea of his basic mechanics, let's talk about some of Bastion's strengths and weaknesses. As previously mentioned, Bastion is a defense hero, most of whom have low hit points and little to no damage mitigation. This isn't the case with Bastion, making him the most damage-resistant defense hero with the most potential longevity. One of Bastion's biggest strengths is his pure damage output in Sentry mode. He's capable of taking out any enemy in the game in less than 2 seconds, and can quickly burn through the defense abilities like Reinhardt's Barrier Field and Winston's Barrier Projector. Combine this with his ability to self-heal, and Bastion is capable of holding his own quite well. Bastion's biggest weakness, however, and the reason why some may have difficulty playing him, is his inability to move while in Sentry mode. You're going to want to find yourself a good spot with an easy out, or else you can expect the enemy team to quickly focus you and take you out before you have the chance to get to safety. Bastion also has to deal with the fact that his submachine gun is not very accurate at anything more than close range, making it difficult for him to secure long-range kills unless he's in sentry mode. Even then, he has moderate spread in sentry mode, so long-range kills can still be challenging. Now that we understand about where Bastion excels, let's talk about some tips and tactics to play as Bastion. The first thing to mention is never put yourself in sentry mode right out in the open. You're making yourself an easy target, and despite your higher than normal hit point pool for a defense hero, you'll still get taken out quickly if you're not careful. Be wary of an enemy Genji, as he has the potential to turn your high damage per second against you. If he uses his reflect and you're firing in sentry mode, he'll reflect all the bullets back at you, essentially forcing you to kill yourself. If you do see a Genji using this and moving towards you, don't fire during the ability. Patience will be rewarded here, as you can take him out quickly as long as you wait for that ability to end. Also be wary of Widowmaker and Hanzo, essentially high burst damage enemies that can quickly peek and fire. They can take you out with just a couple shots and can fire quickly enough that you won't be able to heal all the damage coming your way. Something to keep in mind is that Bastion is able to reconfigure himself into sentry mode while he's in the air. This means that if you jump and initiate the reconfiguration while in mid-air, you can still cover a small amount of distance while changing modes. This only works when you're moving into sentry mode, as you're not able to move at all when you're in that mode. When in tank mode, make use of jumping as well as the surroundings of your enemies. Try to aim for the ground or a wall close to any enemies and allow the splash damage to do its work. Otherwise, you risk whiffing a shot completely if you're trying to go for a direct hit, and because you're pretty limited in the number of shots that you have, you'll want to make sure that every shot counts. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you feel better equipped to play Bastion now, or if there are some aspects that I missed that you want to share. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe and follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.